let's see what we need to do on some case law. Okay, so let's say in heading number 1, I'm going to go to Westlaw, and I want, if anybody's ever heard of this case, I want to quote or cite the McLendon case, which might not even be the first one that comes up. Well, yeah, it is. Okay, so here's a cool trick if you do have Westlaw, as far as making sure you don't have to just like copy and paste and retype the citation. So let's do like this random GH, highlight that, copy with reference. Now what we're going to do in Word is we're going to copy and paste formatting. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in subsection 1 is I want to cite Shift Option Command V, and it gives me the entire citation. Now there's this weird GH here, but it copied the Century School Book 14 that we've already got. So now we've got some nice ex parte McLendon citation there. So period. And then maybe in subsection 2, let's do, let's pick a case we find down here. Bring up Carter v. Harbin. Highlight a little bit of that, copy with reference, go back to Word. I want to cite Shift Option Command V. Now there is probably a PC version of paste and match formatting. So whatever that is for a PC, on a Mac, it's Shift Option Command V. On a PC, it might be something different, but as you can see, it's matching my formatting, and I just kind of have to backspace a few times, and I've got my entire citation, and I mean to the page of whatever randomness I sort of selected there. So let's add a couple of more citations here to get our point across. I want to cite, and I don't want to go to Zoom, sorry about that, guys. Let's go to my history. So we've got Carter v. Harbin. That's the one I think I just went to. Never mind. So we'll just find a case. Long and O'Mary. Sounds like a good case. Copy a weird spot there that we're going to be able to recognize. Shift Option Command V. And then we'll go all the way back down to page 4. I want to cite we're going to cite Hip v. McMurray. And we'll scroll down to make sure we get some sort of page number here. Copy with reference. Go back to Word. If you're on a Mac, what I'm doing is I'm pressing Command Tab to toggle between Chrome and Word. Shift Option Command V to cite and match formatting, or paste and match formatting. A couple of backspaces, and we're there. So here's where the magic happens. If I shift click to highlight, I'm going to References, go to Mark Citation. That is a case. I'm going to mark that, and that brings up a good point. Let's say I want to cite option 6, that's section 12-15102, sub 16, Alabama Code, 1975, RE legal custody and dependency. Okay, well now we need to cite that statute. You just saw me mark a citation as a case. Let me get rid of these paragraphs real quick. That's where you do that. Let's say I want to mark that citation. I'm going to go back to References, mark citation, come in here, make sure I select statutes. As you can see, you can also do rules, treatises, constitutional provisions, other authorities, Black's Law Dictionary, etc. But here, it's definitely a statute. So let's mark that. You can see the case I just cited. So let's close that. It brings back up those paragraph things. And when you see this, that shows you that you have marked a citation correctly. So let's do Long versus O'Mary. I'm doing a click and then shift click to highlight that correctly. Mark citation. Don't forget here, that's a case now. We're back to cases. Mark that case, close. I'm going to scroll up. Let's do Carter v. Harbin. Mark citation. Word tries to recognize what should be a citation, but I don't really ever use that. I don't trust it. I don't know. That assumes you've formatted things perfectly and correctly, and you're trusting your computer or the program to recognize the citation. If you're going to have to proofread this thing anyway, you might as well just read through and mark them yourself. I think that's going to be the best bet, at least until I have a little more trust in Word recognizing the citation. So Carter v. Harbin, I haven't cited that yet. That's a case, so let's mark that citation. Let's close that. And then let's cite Ex parte McClendon, mark citation. That's a case. We're going to mark that. And okay, so we've got our table of contents, and this is going to be cool. We'll kind of combine our two situations here. So let's put in our table of authorities. Now, if you notice here, if I go to our home screen, I'm already in heading 1, and we can already see our table of authorities here in our table of contents, or actually our bookmarks over here. It's not on our table of contents yet, but it will be. But let's go ahead and get that. So we're back into normal. So we're in references, and we are going to insert a table of authorities from template. I think I've actually got this in Century School Book, so let's just go for it. Okay, it looks like the subheadings didn't work out perfectly. So let's make sure we've got home, Century School Book, 14. And as you see here, if I click out of that, I don't like the bold. There we go. But in a few clicks, I have an alphabetized CEHL statutes table of authorities with a few clicks, as long as I have used the reference tab up here to mark citations correctly throughout my document. And don't worry, the program with all these little paragraph symbols and all this like retyped like subcode kind of macro shit, like Word's going to read it correctly from a table of authorities perspective. So the page numbers are going to be correct. Don't worry about that. Don't worry that you like didn't take off the paragraph symbols and all that. Word's going to figure that out for you. I mean, the computer reads it better than your eyes do. But that's one click. So now the next thing we got to do, now that we've put in this table of authorities, we're going to have to go back in here, update our field in our table of contents, update the entire table. Now we've got our table of authorities. So let's highlight that again. Let's change it back from Calibri, Century School Book, 14, bold, bold. I think I mishighlighted that. Let's get that right if we're going to do this. And there we've got a table of authorities. You can even kind of click on these things, subheading 3, and it goes down there. And yeah, so let's even say that we deleted the Long O'Mary case down to the next page. We can go back up to our table of authorities. That's not as clever as the table of contents. So we probably would have to, let's see, highlight that, update field. Yeah, I think that, yeah, it moved everything down a page, so that worked out. But yeah, man, if you do appellate work, if you're writing briefs, man, this is going to really help. So key things, using the formatting table up here, formatting it correctly to create this table of contents over here on the left. That's going to help you create your table of contents. Then second, from the reference tab, correctly marking citations up here, and then inserting a table of authorities is going to create this with a click of a button. So yeah, if we do change that, if we do update that table, we're going to lose a little bit of formatting there. If we go back to our home screen and then update that, should be good to go. And if you just click out of things, it'll like unhighlight everything. Don't worry, that's not going to stay highlighted. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps your appellate practice as far as producing these things without having to go through and page by page and scroll up and scroll down. Best of luck to you.